Girls, the main reason it's hard to date when you're 40 is because men our age, they don't look good. Number one, they never use sunscreen. That's why their skin looks much more wrinkly. And number two, they drink a lot. Oh my god, most men drink a ton. And they think they look good. They don't. It ages them so much. So it's hard to find a 40 plus year old man for us to date when you're late 30s or 40. And also, if you have your own money, then, I mean, what's the reason to date them, right?
She's saying men in their 40s don't look good, don't take care of themselves, drink too much, blah, blah. But here's the reality. She's hit the wall. She's not 22 anymore, and the men her age aren't even looking for women her age. Those ugly old guys she's clowning, they're chasing 25-year-olds. And those 25-year-olds want them if they've got money or status. That's the cold truth. Men age into more options. Women age out of theirs. She thinks she still has leverage, but she's competing against younger women with tighter skin and more fertility. Men aren't the problem here. The problem is she's out of the game, but still acting like she's in her prime.
This may be an unpopular opinion, but I feel like men need to make sure the girl has like a ride to the date, whether that's one, picking them up, two, sending them Uber, which this is not common. I feel like more men need to offer this. Or three, like if they're Ubering themselves, offer to swoop the girl on the way there. If she doesn't want any of those, fine, but like you need to offer those. And sending the girl an Uber is not doing too much. That's literally basic. Like you're asking this girl to go on a date with you, so like make sure she gets there. It could all be so simple, guys.
So she's saying a man has to not only plan the date, but also pay for her ride like she's some VIP? Hold on. Why does a complete stranger owe you princess treatment just for agreeing to show up? That's entitlement, not romance. If she's serious about meeting you, she'll get there. If she needs chauffeuring just to make an appearance, then she's not interested in you. She's interested in what you can provide.
Guys, the dating scene is getting so bad in New York City that I am seeing on TikTok there are girls going into Midtown during the week and stealing Finance Bros salads for lunch. And then looking their name up from the salad order on LinkedIn and then messaging them through there and being like, hey, oh my god, so sorry, I grabbed your salad. Like, let me just make it up to you and buy you a new one. And that's how they're like sliding in, which honestly, smart. Why are we stealing men's salads? Like why can't they just come up to us at a bar? Like, why is it getting to this point? Men, just please step up or your salad's gonna fucking get taken. Your lunch is gonna get taken every week. Like, I'm seeing girls get so creative these days. Like, they're making bracelets with their phone numbers on them and giving them to you guys at the bars. They are taking pictures of you sneakily and then being like, hey, oh my god, making it their phone screen, and then being like, hey, can you take a picture of me and my friends so you can see that your picture is their home screen? All just different ways to try to talk to you guys, because you guys don't come up to us in New York City, and it's crazy. Like, I know there's so many beautiful women, like, just go up to one of them, buy them a drink. You guys have money, you live in the city, you can buy a drink. Stop being cheapos.
This one proves everything. Women are literally stealing men's food and going full FBI on LinkedIn just to find a way to talk to them. That tells you everything you need to know. Men are the prize. If women have to scheme this hard just to start a conversation, it means men have the leverage. Forget the complaints about men don't approach. Clearly, women want men badly enough that they'll resort to petty theft just for a shot at talking to one.
I want y'all to genuinely tell me if I am being dramatic or overthinking this, or if this was actually a problem and an issue. Ignore my appearance. I just got done at the gym. So, I went on a date. So, we get to lunch. Lunch is fine. Food was good. Conversation was kind of there, but I felt like maybe he was a little nervous, which, again, isn't a big deal. That's totally fine. We still had good conversation. But on the way home, or back to his place, is kind of when I was like, oh, because he said something that kind of rubbed me the wrong way a little bit. Like I said, he was very respectful the rest of the date. But when we were on our way back to this apartment, he mentioned that he has a dog. I love dogs, okay? I don't have a fucking problem if you have a pet. Like, I really don't. And he was talking about his dog. And I was like, oh, so is your dog gonna attack me if I come inside? Because he was talking about how his dog gets really excited. Sometimes he jumps, so he was kind of like warning me. So I was like, oh, is your dog gonna attack me when I come inside? Like, kind of like joking around, you know? And he was like, no, he's not gonna attack you, but, you know, animals are better, like, they have better judgment of character, so my dog might be like, I don't like this bitch. And he said that word. He said bitch. And he kind of like giggled about it. And I was just like, that's crazy. And then I immediately felt a little odd about that. And I don't know, that was kind of a turnoff for me. That's kind of a red flag for me.
So he makes one little joke, and she turns that into TikTok content like it's a federal case. That wasn't disrespect, it was just a joke. She even admits he was respectful and sweet the entire date. But instead of brushing it off, she's crowdsourcing female validation in the comments. And of course, the peanut gallery of women are like, girl, leave him. That's a red flag. No. The real red flag is a woman who can't take a joke, magnifies it into a crisis, and then weaponizes social media against the guy.
How are you ladies in good faith dating right now? Because I was just at the beach, okay? This woman was with presumably her boyfriend. And she's super excited. She wants to go into the water. And he is like trying to come up with every excuse to not go in the water. He's like, well, we don't have any more sunscreen. And like, well, what if it's really cold? And she's like, it's fine, right? Trying to get him to go in the water. So she just gets up and she goes in the water. Okay, girl. I go about my business, I'm on my phone, whatever. I look over, this girl is like swimming in the water, having fun in the waves, and he is literally standing at the shore like this. That is another thing that I'm adding to the list of things that I will not tolerate in dating. How are you gonna not get in the fucking ocean with your girlfriend? You're just gonna stand there and watch her like be a mermaid in the water like a weirdo. That is grounds for a breakup. I'm sorry. If you're lame and you're gonna be like, oh, the sunscreen, oh, the water's cold, you're a bitch. You're a bitch, and I will not date a bitch.
This is what bitter women do. They jump on social media, rant about some couple, and act like every normal thing a man does is a red flag. The guy didn't go in the water, and somehow that means he's a bad partner? That's not a red flag. That's just him doing what he feels like. But women like this turn the smallest things into deal breakers because they thrive on drama. Misery loves company, so they drag other women into it, trying to convince them that all men are problems. The truth is, that's why they stay single. They expect men to walk on eggshells, like every move needs their approval. Good men don't sign up for that. They walk away.
This is what it's like talking to a man on a dating app in 2025, and I'll probably be single alone forever. It has been a hot minute since I've done one of these videos. Okay, so this is the guy from Bumble. We only sent a few messages back and forth, and I asked, was he free tomorrow evening? Do you want to go for a drink or something? He said, yes, I'm free tomorrow night. We can meet. So I messaged him today. I said, okay, cool. Since you're from here, do you want to pick the place? Look, I know. I asked him, I should pick the place. I know. That is just me not wanting to lead, to be fair. It's like, I was all leader up here, and then I was like, now you take the lead, please. So he says, hey, me change of plans, have to go with my grandparent, he's in hospital. Okay, that's terrible, poor grandparent. But we can meet tomorrow if you want. Now, okay, so it's the next message that has me like, but with one condition, you have to make yourself pretty for me, like in the photos of you. Thoughts, opinions? It's kind of giving misogynist, no? Is it a bit, it's icky. It's kind of icky. I almost feel like my view on men is a bit warped, and I've just had all these terrible experiences that like, now I'm a bit of a cynic and now I'm a bit negative. It's giving red flags, no? Or is he trying to be flirty? When I read this message, this was my face. I literally looked at my phone, read his message and went, ew. You have to make yourself pretty for me. No, I hate that. I hate that. I feel like if I read this in some smutty book, I'd be like, ooh, like into it. And then actually now that it's happening in real life, I'm like, ew, no, don't tell me what to do.
She's blowing up because a guy told her, make yourself pretty like in your photos. And she calls that misogyny. Meanwhile, the same women expect men to pay for dinner, pay for drinks, pay for her Uber, and then plan the whole night. But the second a man asks for something simple, look good when we meet, she acts offended. That's the hypocrisy. Men are expected to invest money and effort from the jump. But a woman putting in effort on her appearance, suddenly becomes icky.
So this is a guy that I met in real life over the weekend, and he seemed super cool, super normal. We had instant connection. I met his group of friends. They seemed like really good people, respectable people. And so we exchanged numbers, and he said he wanted to take me on a date. It was supposed to be like a really romantic, special date that he planned. I can't get into like too many of the details, but basically it was going to be a private dinner on a yacht. I basically showed up to a beautiful yacht, yes, but there was no private dinner. It was him and 3 of his guy friends. So I was like, I need to talk to you. So we went on the upper deck of the boat and we talked for a few minutes, and I was like, what is this? Like, I thought we were doing X, Y, and Z. Like, this doesn't feel like a date. This feels weird and I don't like it. And so immediately he's like, I'm so sorry. Like, this wasn't the plan, but my friends, you know, he basically gave this big story of how the plan had to change and that we were still going to continue the plan, but it was just, we were doing this first and we were going to go on a different yacht and have the private dinner, but the boat wasn't there yet, or some bullshit story. So I was like, well, I'm leaving. I'm not comfortable and I want to leave. And so he was like, no, let's just go somewhere and we'll walk and get dinner somewhere. And no word of a lie, as we're walking to get dinner, he's literally talking to a girl about sending her flowers. So I'm like, okay, this is fucking weird. So we sit down and we are at dinner now. Sure enough, he's pulling out his phone and he's literally texting a girl. And so I looked at him and I was like, hey, this isn't working. Like, I don't want to be here anymore, so I'm going to get myself an Uber. I know we already ordered food, but I'm leaving. Like, I don't want to be here anymore. And he literally begged me to stay. He literally went inside his wallet and he pulled out $500. So I ordered 4 more sushi rolls and I stayed. Got myself a cucumber martini and said, fuck it. And no, I've never done this before. And so, yeah, I feel like I worked last night. I don't know. And then he was still being weird and I just was over it. So once we finished eating, I was like, okay, thank you for the sushi and stuff, and I'm gonna go home now. And he gave me another $200 and he asked if I would stay a little bit longer. And I wish him the best of luck, but I don't think we're on the same page. I'm actually looking for something real with substance, and I wish him the best of luck. And so somehow it went from being the worst date ever to kind of the best date. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, fuck it. $700 to have some sushi and get cheated on. I mean, whatever. I can see why people do this for a living. Not a bad gig.
She immediately became an escort, sold herself for $700. Not a bad day's work if your standards are that low. Women like this will still get on TikTok and lecture men about respect, chivalry, and real love, while simultaneously proving they can be bought for less than a used iPhone. Let's be real. This guy is obviously rich, has options, and wasn't looking for anything serious. She went in thinking the date meant something exclusive, like he was treating her as a potential girlfriend. But it was never about that. He just wanted an escort for the night. She caught him texting another woman openly, didn't like it, but stayed when he flashed cash. That's the whole story.